Hello and good morning from the Hillside Estates. This is a community that has been abandoned for years. Now, this community was actually meant for the lower income community, but it was deemed that it was unsafe, so they actually told everybody that they had to actually leave this area. I want to take you along with me as we walk around the whole area. There's not that many buildings actually still remaining from the original, because there used to be 52. They did repurpose a lot of them into homes that people can actually live in. Now, this is the outside of the actual buildings that I was just standing in. It is so sad that a lot of these are just sitting there. And you can imagine all the families that used to actually live here. Now, as we walk into one of the units, they definitely still have the tile. Now, of course, it's not real tile, so it's like aluminum or plastic. But this gives you an idea of what it used to look like. I could see this being the living room right here. And they had really good views. But there was so much space here. It's kind of sad that all of this is just sitting here, abandoned. Here's a look outside the back door. There's like a little pond and stream. This would be a really high demand area. But it is so quiet out here. Just a little creepy. Just to give you an idea of how many apartments there actually are, look. All of these are completely abandoned. Now, of course, I do have to be really, really cautious. There was a sign saying, if the police show up, you do have to leave immediately. Otherwise, you can get arrested. So if you come here, be forewarned. I'm about to walk into number 13, or unit 13. The bedrooms weren't that big, but definitely enough space for a family. And I'm not sure what actually used to be right here on the floor. Almost looks like a kitchen. Or maybe a table? But then you can actually see some of the screens from when people actually used to live here. Now, like I said, this has been abandoned for so many years. And you can hear how quiet it is. Now, it is said that there was a company actually managing this whole area, but they misused a lot of their funds. So, of course, a lot of these buildings went into disrepair, leaks, mold, and they didn't have enough money to actually fix them up. So they had to close down a lot of these homes and tell the people that lived here to immediately vacate, which was really, really sad, because this is a beautiful little neighborhood and super quiet, but so much space for little kids to run around. Now, it was said at one point there was a company that actually was going to buy this land, but it was going to take $1 million to demolish all of these homes and get it up to code. I really wish someone actually would buy this land and fix it up so that way people can live here again. Now, it does look like at one point they were going to demolish a lot of these homes or repurpose them. But as you see, no work has been done. It's so sad to see all these buildings with the broken windows and even the light switches that are still here. It looks like this might have been unit 20. Even the door frame itself is still here. So this definitely would have been the kitchen facing the front. You can still see the pipes that are here. And sadly, there has been vandals here because all the broken glass. But just look at these backyards. This is like a kid's dream. Running through the woods, playing in the woods, building forts. There's so much you could do here. I really hope one day it gets fixed so that way a family can actually come here and live in these amazing locations. Just looking at the back of the building, you can see why it needs a lot of work. All of that mold and mildew And look at that pipe down there. It definitely has seen a lot better days. It looks like someone has been here and ripped out all of the wiring. These places would need a lot of work, especially if I pan down. All of the tubes that used to be here, with all the copper wiring, are completely ripped out or cut. That's so sad. It definitely looks like there might be a homeless person living here. So if you come out here, please be super respectful, because you never know who you're going to run into here. Now, when I do adventures like this, I try to be super cautious, because I don't know who is going to be out here or who's going to get upset that I might be walking around, even though I'm just documenting this, because I think it's so sad that all these buildings here behind me or just around me are abandoned, and people could be living in these right now. Okay, this is really creepy. There's this abandoned seesaw and then an abandoned swing set right behind it. They even have monkey bars. If I see any kids running out here or start whispering, I'm running. But this would be a super cool place to come back at night and do like a ghost hunting or ghost adventure and see if there's any kids here or spirits. I don't think I've seen a seesaw like this in a long, long time. Wow. Especially those old handbars. Okay, how has this lasted this long? These chains really held on. Wow. This little kid seat. You can imagine all the different kids that would have been sitting right in there playing. I just wanted to get a different angle of the kids' play area. Look at these monkey bars. They could definitely make like a scary movie out here. Now, sadly, a lot of people have been here dumping their furniture and just trash. That's so sad. We're gonna walk into number 31. See what this one looks like. See if it's a little different than the opposite side. They still have most of the tile down. And even the installation is still in here. And like I said, the outlets are still there, but definitely someone's been here ripping out all of the wire. Because I know you can get a lot of money for the wire. It looks like this might have been like a washer dryer unit. But it is so crazy to see all of this just sitting here. Look at this old light. Wow. I would have loved to see this place back in the heyday. Now, it said at one point there was 52 units. There is so much space here. And look, even down that pathway or roadway, there's even a bridge. You can see a lot of the roofs are tarps. So it's so sad that all of this is just sitting here. And not that many cars are passing by. Just a few seconds ago, I did see a homeless man walking around the actual facility. And I know I saw a cop car, but he didn't come in very far. And then he kind of like turned around and left. I wanted to show the back of the buildings from the actual road that you can walk on. Now, the road I'm walking on right now, this is public. But once you go in to the actual buildings or on the land, that's where you could be asked to leave. You can see all of the windows are boarded up, doors are boarded up. They have tarps trying to keep the rain out and all the mold. Now, I didn't want to overstay my welcome at the actual abandoned place that's right down that road right there. But we're gonna go back to the car and talk just a little bit about the history of why it's abandoned and who actually used to own it or who still owns it to this day. So some of the history is, in 2010, there used to be 125 families living in those actual units themselves. Then, just 2 years later, they were actually being handed eviction notices. Could you imagine that? Just moving in and then getting an eviction notice. Now, of course, these have been here for a lot longer, but that's so sad that families would have to move so quickly. By 2012, they determined that facilities or the units were uninhabitable, because you see how bad they were. All the water damage, electricity issues, sewer pipes. The company that was actually supposed to be taking them over did not maintain them. The Brooksville Housing Authority has accepted a $1.7 million offer from the Pasco County company that wants to buy the 13.4-acre Hillside Estate community, which has sat vacant for more than 7 years. U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development is reviewing the offer, but haven't finalized or set a closing date. A sale may help lend to more public housing for low-income residents in the Brooksville area and resolve other issues with the federal agency. Now, it is said that the Brooks Housing Development Company has an outstanding water bill of $46,000 and a $596 penalty for failure to pay that water bill. They owe a lot of money. Wow. Now, there has been lots of talks in the past of different companies buying that land and actually making it into different things. But like I said, it's stated that it would cost a lot of money to demolish it and get it back up to code, or code as of today. Now, I want to thank you for coming on that adventure with me today, checking out those abandoned homes and seeing that creepy playground and learning some really cool facts about the housing community and why it went bankrupt and why it's still sitting there as of today. Now, if you did like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that way you can get notified every time I come out with a future video. Hit that like button so that way I know that you do like the video, and hit the notification button so you get notified every time I come out with a future video on this channel. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, week, and year. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.